Recruiter, GNC, and American Family Insurance.
Unsportsmanlike is brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores. Going out, staying in. Either way, you're earning cash back with Saver. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Draft tonight. We are here in Green Bay, Tundra Trio. Literally, we are how far from the parking lot? There's 5 feet, 6 feet from the parking lot right now?
Yeah.
Lambeau.
Yeah.
It's
Steps
unbelievable.
away.
The TV shot on ESPN2, tremendous job by the crew here. Awesome stuff. The TV shot, you could see the sun coming up behind us, as well as Lambeau right behind us. It's just a phenomenal shot. There's an overhead shot of Nuno now. It's tremendous.
I know they call the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
What is that?
A minion.
A minion is behind us. What is it?
I'm not going to disrespect that man and call him a minion.
You don't know
No, that's what it is. It's from the movie Minions.
It is a minion.
It's
What is going on here?
It's actually a
It's a minion with a mohawk.
That's
And a
actually
toga.
Justin Craig, our boss. He's so nice to put himself in the costume here. Thank you, Justin.
Oh, it's a Packers minion. Go, Pack, go.
That is amazing. But you know what? They call the Pro Football Hall of Fame football heaven. This ain't far off. This ain't far off. If you're a fan of pro football and you haven't been to Lambeau Field, what are you doing?
Preach.
What are you doing?
That's right.
Smalls, I couldn't be more proud that you selected the Green Bay Packers as your team.
Thank you,
The
Cece.
fact that you are a Packer backer.
Yep.
I mean, this has got to be a pilgrimage for you
It
to
is.
have the NFL draft in the shadow of Lambeau Field. This is awesome. And we get to do a show as the sun is coming up on Lambeau.
We're pretty lucky that we get to do this and experience this. It's amazing. But there's a couple places in sports when you go, you just feel it. You feel the gravitas. You feel why it's so important. You feel the history surrounding it. And Lambeau Field is on that short list. It's on the Mount Rushmore, I think, of iconic sports venues in America. And the fact that the draft is here. And think about the synergy there. We're talking about Titletown, USA, one of the most storied places in NFL history. And the juxtaposition of the history of Lambeau Field and at these young men tonight as they're going to walk across the stage and start their football careers, that's pretty special.
So we left off talking about Shedeur Sanders, the hottest topic in the draft, as we know. Over under ESPN bet 21.5. Because what we know right now is that Cam Ward goes number 1 overall to the Tennessee Titans. And then after that, we know that Travis Hunter is going to go 2. I guess we now have to say we really think it's going to be the Browns. We're also not 100% sure it's going to be the Browns based on some of the reporting that's been out there, which we will get to. But the Shedeur part of this, the concept of him slipping to the second round of the draft is wild. Smalls, you brought up the idea that maybe everyone in that camp, Dion, Shedeur, agency, etc., team, knows what's happening, and no one has leaked this. And maybe it's just going to be as simple as there's a team in the top 15, 20 that has already said they're going to take him. It's already a done deal, and we just don't know about that. Is that possible?
It is possible. It's draft day. Anything's possible, right? Anytime Adam Schefter joined us leading up to the draft and we would ask him about it, he would say, this is what I'm gathering right now, but anything could change draft day, as we know. And there's just one thing that I can't get out of my mind. Obviously, we wake up this morning and the odds at ESPN Bet have suggested that Shedeur Sanders could go to Pittsburgh at 21 or after. That's the way it's trending right now. But then I go back to last year and how Schefter kind of put it out in the ether about Michael Penix Jr. and the Falcons. And we were surprised on draft night when they jumped up and they got him because of the Kirk Cousins deal. But Schefter had kind of put it out there prior. So as we approach the draft this year, I kept thinking, what's going to be that Michael Penix moment that Schefter tips us off on and he tells us about things he's been hearing that we should have been paying more attention to. And I'm wondering if it's Shedeur at 3 to the Giants. Now, right now, it seems likely that that's not going to happen. But think about the lead up to this. Schefter kept talking about the connection between Shedeur and the Giants. He kept talking about Shedeur and Malik Neighbors and that relationship. Then in his piece that was filled with info that he dropped earlier this week, he talked about that private workout that they had last week with Shedeur and what that could potentially mean. If to trade back in to get him, they'll take him at number 3. If they like Shedeur at all, they're going to take him at number 3. And this is lying season after all, so maybe they're trying to put smoke out there to detract other teams from knowing what they're doing. But CC, your organization is at a crossroads. They have a head coach and a GM who are fighting for their jobs. And one way to do that is by infusing hope into the fan base. How do you do that? With a shiny new quarterback.
No doubt about it, but there's no question in my mind that there are mixed feelings about Shedeur in that building, right? And the opportunity cost of passing on a position player at 3 in lieu of a quarterback that not everybody is high on, one of the most polarizing prospects that we've had in some time. I think that's the push and pull that the Giants are going through. But I'm with you. I don't think you can rule out the Giants taking Shedeur at 3 if for no other reason. Ownership said at the start of this offseason that they wanted to find their franchise quarterback of the future.
Yeah.
Now, the Giants have done the Lord's work in terms of making sure they shore up the quarterback room. They went out and got Russell Wilson. They went out and signed Jameis Winston. They've got Tommy DeVito still there. So they've got a solid depth chart when it comes to the quarterback position. Even though you don't think it's great, you're not going to be the laughing stock of the NFL. You're not the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, boy.
So I guess the whole point is when it comes to Shedeur, can you justify passing on either Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter in lieu of a player in Shedeur Sanders that, if everything goes right, likely won't start the majority of games for you at quarterback this upcoming season? That's the question that you have to ask. I don't know the answer to it.
My gut feeling as we sit here hours before the draft right behind us here in Green Bay, my gut feeling is that by tomorrow morning when we come on the air at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, 5 a.m. Central, that Jackson Dart becomes more of the story than Shedeur Sanders.
Because you think he goes before him?
I think that Jackson Dart is either going to go much higher or much lower than we anticipate. And I actually think when it's all said and done, Shedeur is just going to go kind of where we thought he would go. Now, to me,
but what is that? Is that top 10? Okay.
Pittsburgh. However he gets to Pittsburgh, I think Pittsburgh has to look at this and say, this is an opportunity for us. And you know what? CC has said all along, they just don't make the moves to trade all the way up like they should to get their quarterback. Well, this is the perfect split the difference. Going from 21 to like 15 or 16, as you projected in Mock Draft 3.0, is not that hard. Going from 21 to 3 changes your entire franchise.
Yeah.
The other thing that we have to consider with the Pittsburgh Steelers that could make it easier for them to trade up, knowing that they don't have a second-round draft pick, could they potentially be in the business of trading George Pickens this weekend in order to acquire more ammunition to make a move tonight to get up to draft Shedeur Sanders?
Well, it's a perfect segue because it's not only the young men that are going to be drafted here tonight, the 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-olds, or in Tyler Shuck's case, 26-year-old?
26 in September.
That'll be drafted this weekend. It's current active players that could be on the move by way of free agency and trades that'll be really impacted by what's going to happen here tonight. We are going to get to that, including a quarterback who used to play here. Coming up, we are live from Green Bay, coverage of the NFL Draft here with Unsportsmanlike, brought to you by ZipRecruiter, GNC, American Family Insurance, here on ESPN Radio.
Xin chào tất cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Hôm nay là mình có hạt nhựa và dây xả để làm vàng nhé. Bây giờ mình sẽ bắt đầu